All right, today we're going to talk about a building. I know, but this isn't just any old building. We're talking about a place made of simple brick and mortar that somehow became the very heartbeat of a brand new nation. We're going to go inside the four walls where the future of America was literally written. You know, we often picture history being forged in the heat of battle, right? With the clash of swords and the roar of cannons. But I want you to just think about this for a second. What if the most powerful revolution didn't start with a bang, but with a quiet conversation? And let's push that idea a little more. What if one single structure, just brick and wood, held enough courage, enough sheer will to challenge the greatest empire on Earth and completely change the course of history? I mean, it sounds like something out of a movie, but it's exactly what happened.
This is the story of Independence Hall, the place where the United States of America wasn't just fought for, but was first imagined, dreamed into existence.
So let's dive in. And to really get what happened inside, you first have to understand this huge contrast between what the building looks like and what it actually represents. So if you were to visit Independence Hall today, you'd see it's a calm, pretty ordinary looking building. But those walls, man, if they could talk, they'd tell you about these hushed, urgent conversations. They'd tell you about whispers of rebellion, of this incredible fear of failure, but also this tiny, flickering hope for something the world had never, ever seen before. And that hope, it first took form in this absolutely breathtaking act of defiance, where the weapon of choice wasn't the sword or a gun, it was a pen. Okay, so let's set the scene here. It's 1776. The American colonies are just this small collection of settlements, and they're under the thumb of the British Empire, the undisputed global superpower. And yet, inside this hall, you have this group of guys. I mean, they're merchants, farmers, lawyers, just regular people really, and they get together to do the unthinkable. They decided to fight a king, not with an army, but with an idea. And at the very core of that idea was this simple but incredibly radical sentence. A phrase that just completely shook the foundations of a world that was built on kings and queens and inherited power. The Declaration of Independence basically said, hey, true power doesn't come from a crown. It comes from us, the people. But let's be really, really clear about what this meant. Signing that document wasn't just some philosophical exercise. No way. It was treason. Every single man who put his name on that piece of paper was signing his own death warrant if this crazy revolution of theirs failed. So, this beautiful idea was backed by the ultimate risk. So, fast forward a few years. The war is over, it's been long, it's been brutal, and history comes right back to this exact same room to face a totally new kind of challenge.
See, winning the war was one thing, but actually building a nation, that was a whole different problem. The brand new country was weak, it was divided, and honestly, it was on the verge of just falling apart. It turns out freedom is an incredibly fragile thing.
And the US Constitution wasn't just born out of some perfect moment of agreement. Oh no, it was messy. Back in that same hall, the leaders were having these furious, heated debates. They were arguing constantly. They had to make these painful compromises. And there were so many moments when the whole project just nearly collapsed. But it was through all that conflict, all that disagreement, that they managed to forge a new system, a framework for unity that has somehow lasted for centuries. So what's the big takeaway here? What is the real, lasting legacy of this one building? Well, it's something so much bigger than just the creation of a single country. What happened in Independence Hall was proof. It was proof that an idea, a shared belief in liberty, could actually be more powerful than the mightiest army on Earth. They created a blueprint for democracy that would go on to inspire freedom movements all over the globe. And that's why it matters so much. Freedom wasn't just a gift from a king. It had to be imagined, debated, fought for, and earned, right there in that room. And maybe this is the most important lesson of all from that hall, that true courage. It isn't always found on the battlefield. Sometimes it's just a quiet, determined whisper in a room full of doubt, arguing for a better future. So, in the end, it really leaves us with this question. If it's not the bricks and mortar that make history, then what does? The answer is, it's the people inside them. History is made by brave individuals who are willing to stand up against all the odds and challenge what the entire world tells them is impossible. And Independence Hall will always, always be a reminder of that simple, powerful truth.
If you like this video, subscribe for more videos like this.